Hi, this is Gary Kayye, and I found Kelly Perkins here at the AVI Systems Show, AVI Live Show, I should say. Kelly's with Ignite, and first off, what is Ignite, Kelly?
Thank you, first off, Gary. Ignite is basically a movement or an initiative put together by the NSCA Foundation to just raise awareness of our industry and get young people excited about AV in the simplest terms.
And that's actually a really good sort of synopsis of it. As you know, I've been involved in getting a lot of young people in the industry because I teach at UNC, and I brought a lot of young college students who've graduated and gone on to work at companies in our industry. We've also hired a lot of them in our industry. And if you go back...
so cool, by the way.
Yeah, well, if you go back like 10 years ago and even 5 years ago, there was no coordinated, organized program, and I think you saw the vision for our industry aging and the fact that our technology and what we do isn't taught in schools,
right.
So there had to be an avenue to get people to know about our industry and then a path for them to get in the industry. So I'm guessing that's where the vision came from, and so therefore what was the path that you chose to get from NSCA to where Ignite is today?
Well, originally I was on the board of directors for the foundation. Ignite was kind of dreamt up by the board of directors, which included like Jeff Kindig with Harman, Chuck Wilson, obviously the executive director, and a couple other folks. And they brought me in because they were sitting around the table one day at one of the meetings, and they were like, we want to get young people in the industry, but there's no young people on the board, right? So they brought myself and Mike Shin on the board. So I did that for about 2 years, and then took a little sabbatical, came back, and Chuck's like, we have the money and the funding now to actually hire someone to run it. And he's like, will you do it? Will you do it? And it was like the perfect for, in both worlds, because I love the industry and I get to basically hawk our industry to people, which is so much fun. And I feel like it's giving back to the industry as well. And it's super fun, and I get to hang out with kids and students and introduce them to the cool world of AV.
And it started as a movement, as you said, but now there's a more substantial, sort of tangible part of it, because in addition to doing events, which I want to ask you about in just a minute, you've got a website, and that website is sort of an aggregate of everything going on involving Ignite. What's the web address, and tell me what we would see if we went there.
Okay, so it's igniteyourcareer.org, and I'm so excited that we finally got it up and live, because it's been, it's hard to kind of preach the industry if you can't have anywhere for someone to go. So we got it up and live, and it's really just, it's aimed at students. So it's aimed at someone that's never heard of the AV industry, and it explains who we are, what we are, how you can get involved. You can reach out to me. We have an ambassador page, so they can reach out to any one of our organizations. It also shows a lot of schools across the country where they can get degrees in electronics, audiovisual, production, anything that's really relating to audiovisual. And then the part that I'm probably the most proud of is we have this Real Careers page. So we sat around the table, we did some brainstorming, and there really isn't a direct career path like becoming a doctor. There's so much opportunity in our industry. You can go from an integrator to a manufacturer to an end user customer to working for myself like an association or a charitable foundation like yourself in the media. There's just so much opportunity. You don't want to pigeonhole someone coming into the industry. So we've interviewed about 30 people, and it really talks about their career path in the industry and the path that they chose.
And are you encouraging companies? Well, first off, how should companies get involved? Like, are you encouraging us to post job opportunities on the site? Because I saw that was an email that you sent me. But also, you sort of have like mini case studies, like what you talked about, how they got in the industry and what they do for their job. How would you get involved? So if I'm a manufacturer in the industry, how do I get involved? If I'm an integrator, how do I get involved? And how do I get my own creative agency involved with Ignite? What would help? And how do we engage young people at each level?
Well, first off, you can go on the website and just sign up as an ambassador.
IgniteYourCareer.com.
IgniteYourCareer.org.
.org. Okay.
No, you're good. Just sign up as an ambassador. You'll get mailings from me, just in different opportunities and different things you can do to participate. You can host an event.
Yeah, you did an event a couple weeks ago in California. Talk about that as an example of an event.
So, and I'm new at this, so a lot of this stuff is like trial and error, right? So this was our first event. We did it at Southwest College in LA, and it was about a 3-hour event. We kind of hosted a career fair. We did a Q&A with the students so they could understand kind of where we're kind of like the website, like the real career path. We had about 6 people from Clear Tech Media and AVISPL participate in that. We had a DJ, we had the Harman Technology van, we catered In-N-Out Burger. It was really fun, and it was, we got a ton of students interested in the, in our industry, and they're just like, we didn't even know this was a thing. So it was super successful.
So first way is they can post their job opportunities on the page. Second is they can host an event.
Yep.
And what are some of the other ways you're trying to get people engaged? Like if you're an integrator and you want to hire people to go into integration, you want to hire people to go into sales, they would come to you, and how would you help them? You'd kind of connect them to the people that are looking for jobs?
Yeah. I mean, it's been fairly grassroots, to be honest, up to this point, because I'm the only person that's employed by Ignite. So you can only do so much as one person. But
you got a lot of volunteers that are actively participating in it.
Right, exactly. And so it's kind of like a groundswell is what I'm trying to do. First off, like right now, we have an internship grant program. So I have a bunch of people kind of signing up for that. And internships are a great way to kind of test future employees. So our grant program runs through the summer, and we'll reimburse the organization $1,000 per intern, up to a couple interns, and it's really first come, first serve till our funding runs out. Right, so that's a big way to participate, and we also offer an online learning management system for the internship. So you don't have to, reinvent the wheel. If you've never had an intern before, this is a really good way and a kind of a framework or a blueprint to really do it. So it's
how to manage an intern, so they're not just filing stuff for you; they're actually doing something.
Exactly. They're providing value
Because you want them to do something, so they see what the industry's like.
Exactly, and we have a bunch of kind of interactive videos that NSCA has created. So kind of found subject matter experts in the industry, and there's 4 different tracks. So there's marketing and sales, project management, operations, and technical. So you can go through these courses, you can get a certification through NSCA, and it's just a really kind of good introduction to the industry. And it's been really good for onboarding too. So if you don't really have an official onboarding program within your company, it's a really good way to do that too. So
it's igniteyourcareer.org. So to get in touch with you, is it Kelly at Ignite? What is it? What's your email address?
It's Kayye Perkins at igniteyourcareer.org.
Okay, Perkins at igniteyourcareer.org. I want to see people get involved. We certainly brought about 200 people into the industry over the course of the last 10 years, and all out of college. But also, we've also had a few interns that have come straight out of high school. Not everybody has a college path, and our industry is built by non-college students, meaning I'd say the great majority of the industry companies were started by people that never went to college or never finished college. So you don't have to target just college students. You're also targeting high school students. And I think over time this is going to grow into something big, because what you'll do is you'll create different paths for people to get into the industry. But I think this is admirable what you're doing. As you said, grassroots. This is the grassroots right here, starting it all. So I think we look back in this video 10 years from now, this is going to be a big deal. I really think it's going to be a big deal, and it was launched by NSCA. Will you be doing anything at Infocom, or is there some way that people can get in touch with you at Infocom to get involved? Yeah,
there's a couple ways. So the Drunk Uncles concert, first and foremost, because all of the money that's raised at that concert is going towards Ignite. So doing more events, so we'll do a ton of stuff with the funding. And then I'll also have a table set up right outside the Harman room in the hallway. So big, bright green Ignite table. I'll be there to answer any questions, walk you through stuff, and just help get you to understand and learn more about the organization. So.
All right, so at Infocom, find the Harman sound room, I think is what it is. Outside the sound room, you'll be there. And then, of course, igniteyourcareer.org. I encourage people to get involved, because the future of our industry is going to have to be young people, and they learn and they do things differently than we do, and they're ultimately our eventual customers as well. So igniteyourcareer.org. Thanks, Kelly. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you doing this. Thank you.